So today we're going to talk about how do you give good constructive feedback. One of the best things that we're going to do together is we're going to be on this journey together. We're going to be giving speeches with each other. And I want you to think about when you get feedback, what is the feedback that is the most helpful for you? Like when you have feedback from other people, how do you best learn from that feedback? Well, I'll tell you first, it is specific, it is constructive, and it provides you a plan of action. So when we're listening to each other's speeches, I'm going to ask you to think about offering feedback that is constructive and specific. So let me talk about what that means. So a lot of people, when they hear a good speech, they say, "Hey, that was a good speech. Good job. I liked it." What's helpful about that? Do you know what to do with that information? Do you know what you did well? Do you know what you could do in the future to improve on what you did well? No. It might help you feel good, right? Oh, good, they liked my speech. But there's nothing helpful in that commentary. And so we're going to move away from that kind of feedback. I think it's great if you liked their speech, and that's absolutely fine for you to tell them that. And it's likewise equally good for you to tell them that it was a good speech. But that's not constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is specific, and it helps people because you offer suggestions maybe for future action. So what is it that you liked about someone's speech? So I'm going to have us practice, and I'm going to pause the recording to do that. I'm going to give you guys 3 areas that I'd like you to focus on for future feedback to speeches, because you're going to use this when we give feedback to each other's informative speeches. So number 1, I want you to think about the speech's organization. Does it have a beginning, a middle, and an end? Does the beginning have an attention getter? Does the middle have clear main points that are easy to follow? And then does the end have closure? And does the end have, maybe a hook, or not a hook, but like a sense of like summary maybe of the main points? So that's organization, beginning, middle, and end. And we'll talk about how to do a good attention getter. We'll talk about how to do a good conclusion. Okay. The second thing is the speech well researched? What is the content in the speech? So first is organization, second is content. And content can include research. You guys have to have at least 3 outside sources for your speech. And when I say outside sources, I mean like evidence from the library, articles that you've read, that sort of thing. Okay. And then what I want you to do with the content also is you can use personal content, and you can use stories, and you can use examples. So content is all that, all the support you use. And then third, I want you to think about how did they think about the audience? So in an informative speech, it's not as important maybe as a persuasive speech, but it's still important that you think about the audience. So is the information that they're providing clear? Is it really complicated? Is it something that the audience will understand? One of the things that I have noticed about informative speeches is that sometimes people don't think about the audience as much as they do about the topic. And so they will, maybe they're really into hockey and they start talking about this hockey, or they talk about a really complicated basketball play. And then the people are like not able to follow it. So my recommendation is to think about what does this audience know about this topic, and how can I make sure that they can follow along? Okay, so 3 areas: organization, content, and audience. And if you think about every speech that we have in class, you can make a comment in one of those 3 areas. If you notice, what I don't have in those areas, what I don't have you critiquing other people on, is their delivery. There's a reason for that. First of all, when you focus on delivery and you give people feedback on delivery, if you only focus on that, what that does is reinforces the notion that this is a performance. And I want to remind everyone that that first and foremost, this is a communication event. You're communicating and you're learning how to communicate about a topic. I would love it if you got comfortable enough to be able to focus on performance. That's great. But that's not where we start. The speech is like a cake. You don't frost a cake until it's baked. The frosting is the last thing you do. Could you imagine starting with the frosting? With the batter not yet cooked? How disgusting that would be. Yuck. No, you got to bake the cake first. And so that's really the point, is that whether or not you have experience giving speeches, we are now beginning to look at the speech process. And so I want you to look at, how do you bake that cake first? And then we will focus on how to make it more polished. What do you do with your hands? What do you do with your voice? The gesturing. I know that we've, maybe possibly encountered some of these topics before, like it's important to, the power postures with the Amy Cuddy video. But that is really about getting you confident and present. And more important than anything is that we are going to remind each other that we're here as a communication event and you have something to say. And this is about finding your voice and learning how to communicate that in an effective way. And the polish comes after that. So when we give each other feedback, I want you to think about the 3 areas of organization, content, and audience more than anything else.